So this is our software, and I'm just going to log in here as Katie. Apparently I'm Katie for the day, and I don't know what my password is. So let's go ahead and log in as Katie, and Katie's an editor, maybe a VFX artist, just a regular day-to-day user, not an admin. I kind of want to show you the end user experience first, because it's really simple. It's got to be. So we've got a concept called platform spaces. These are your project spaces. As you can see here, I've got a bunch of project spaces. I can put my name in here and do a quick search and view just the project spaces that are mine. If I'm wanting to do some searching, I can search for all of, specific files from specific departments. I want to find the arts and culture stuff. I can search with our asset management software, find those files that are tagged that way, play them back, preview them. I can mount my projects. I can open up those files from here. I can access all of those project spaces, connect those to my workstation, and share in this collaborative environment. And that's about as complicated as it gets. Look for the storage you need, find it, mount it, start working. We want to make this really simple for end users. Honestly, most of our editors, finishers, VFX artists, they're spending a few seconds in here, if any time at all. What's really popular in a lot of Adobe workflows is we actually take all of this software and build it into what's called an Adobe Premiere panel. So check this out. So I'm going to go into Premiere, and I've got this tab called ProMAX built right into Premiere. So it's kind of a light version of that same software. So as you can see here, I can actually come in, search for my name again. There's those projects. I can mount, access that storage from anywhere in my facility right within Adobe. It's cool. It makes it just kind of feel like this is part of your Adobe Premiere system, and makes it, a lot of editors like that. It just makes it very transparent. We've got some other really great features for Adobe. There's hopefully a link on whatever page you're watching this on to our Adobe blog post where we take you through. We got cool stuff for proxies, cool stuff for After Effects rendering, the Premiere panels. There's lots of cool functions there. And then, it's not all Adobe. If you're in Avid Shop, of course, we support Avid collaboration. And we've got some other specifics depending on what applications you're in. So point is, from an end user standpoint, we want to make this as simple and seamless as possible. So find the stuff you're looking for, access it, and start working. Now, I'm going to jump out of Katie's account here. I'm sure she'll be happy about that. So I'm going to go ahead and log in as an administrator because there's a lot more behind the scenes that we want to be able to create here. So as an admin, I'm logging in, and you can see I've suddenly got a lot more options, right? So I'm going to start by just kind of introducing a couple cool things we do to help you protect your storage a little bit better. This is a common area a lot of our customers know, whether it's backup or disaster recovery or data continuity, meaning, hey, something got lost and I need to get back to that. These are common areas people are looking to improve. So a couple cool things that we do within our interface here, we've got this concept called storage groups. Now, what a storage group is, it's any storage that's built into our system or that's connected to our system. So I'll show you kind of a couple nice things here that we've got. So, as with any system, you've got your RAID storage here. Maybe it's 64 or 100 terabytes or, a petabyte, whatever that is. We call that a storage group. So with our storage groups, one of the things that we want to protect you from is not just RAID failure, hard drive failure. We want to actually protect you from accidental data deletion. So we've built something called snapshots. So what's a snapshot? Well, what a snapshot is it allows us to go to any of those projects that we're working on. Here's this Adobe proxy video. I recorded this a few weeks ago. And as you can see, today's date is August 8th. But if I logged into this project space and I couldn't find what I was looking for, I'm like, where are those files? I can actually go back in time and access that exact project space from a week ago. So if somebody came in and accidentally deleted something, maybe Katie's mad at me because I logged into her account for this video and she deleted some of my stuff, I can actually go back and recover those files now. So that's a really great one. Great cover yourself feature. So if files aren't there that should be, you can actually go back and grab those without going to an actual backup, which there's a lot of benefits to that. So a couple other things we do that's really cool and interesting here. I'm a big fan of, you should always have some kind of secondary copy of your projects in real time. We're not talking about just a backup. Backups are important, but something to where if you do have to go to that backup, you can go to it quick. Best way to do that is disk to disk. One of the things that we do that's pretty unique is actually whether it's multiple servers, some of our bigger clients with big budgets, you do multiple servers and you replicate between them. It's not realistic for a lot of work groups, and that's fine. What is realistic for a lot of work groups is a lot of companies have a bunch of Thunderbolt RAIDs, big Thunderbolt RAIDs sitting around. Got Thunderbolt built into the server. Plug that in, and as you can see, we've got a G-RAID connected to the server right now, and we can actually use that external storage to create a mirror. So this is actually going to make a secondary copy in real time of all those files you're working on. So this is a great way to get a real-time backup to where if there's like a real emergency, somebody comes in and pours coffee over the server. Hopefully that's not happening in your environment, but if it does, you can actually unplug that external RAID, plug it in locally, and keep working. Now again, if you want to get into these fancy environments, which a lot of our customers do, you can have real-time replication between servers, and it fails over, does all this awesome stuff. But even if you can't afford that, shoot, plug a USB 3 drive into the back of the server and mirror the projects you're working on. That's a huge step forward from just your single point of failure or relying just on a RAID to protect your company, your business. So we've got a couple great functions built in there. Another one, and the last one I'll show you here real quick, just kind of trying to make this a short video. The last one I'll show you is the ability to back up massive amounts of data. This is so difficult. In our industry, it's common to need to back up 50 terabytes, right? It's video. These video files are huge. They're massive. That's not most IT infrastructure. It's just not. A normal small business or small work group might have 2 or 3 terabytes. That's not even a project for a lot of our customers. So the realistic ability, though, to back up 50 terabytes is pretty difficult to do. That's why, whether you're backing up and archiving to cloud or LTO, there's different options out there, but you need a tool to be able to make that smooth. So at a storage group level, what we can do, this can be 50 terabytes here, and I can just go to backup storage group, and this is actually to send this to LTO, which is cool. Again, we've got all this built into one interface. So you want to do a full backup of all 50 terabytes to LTO. You could do a full backup. It'll actually spread that out against different tapes or through different tapes. And if you want to do a differential, you've already done a full backup, you can schedule that out. You can do recurring differentials, but you can actually have that happen after the fact as well. So you can start it right now, schedule it out for later, and you can even make it recurring. So some really great, actually very tactically useful ways to be able to back up massive amounts of data pretty easily. Much easier than a lot of ways to back up, 50 terabytes or 100 terabytes. So anyways, that's some of the stuff that we're doing to really protect your data better, whether it's from deletion, data loss, hard drive failure, whatever that case is. So let's get into platform spaces a little bit. I showed you this earlier in the users account, but I want to show you a couple things we're doing pretty cool here. So one of the settings we have on all of those project spaces is actually to help you organize your footage, organize your files much better. So we call this asset management. This is including in search and generating proxies. It's a default setting for most of our customers. So you enable that. It's default on all of these. And what's going to happen is it's going to scan that storage and create a database of all of the information of all of the files that are on there that's become searchable. I'll show you some really cool stuff of how you can use that later. And of course we can add customized metadata tags, and that's great. I'll show you that in a second. But we're also making those video proxy files. So this allows us to pretty easily come into some of these, I'm gonna just search this space. It's my training videos. I'm gonna search here and I can see a hierarchical view of, here's some customer training videos. I can get some, quick little previews of these, play these back. It's like Inception here. There's a video within a video. But this allows us to quickly search, see the hierarchical view. If I want to tag some metadata to this, I can say, hey, this is Hungry Jacks. That's a Hungry Jacks video. So we can go ahead and save that and then search for Hungry Jacks later, right? So we've got some great options there. And that's all going to happen in the background. You just turn those, make those default settings, and it starts filling in that information. Now in that database, there's a lot of ways to search and find those files. Like we saw earlier, where we can search for specific metadata tags that we've made in the system. We can assign metadata either automatically. We've got some great tools for automatically assigning metadata so people don't have to actually go in and put that in. And we're happy to show you those if you want a deeper dive on the product. Or you can even search for things that are a little bit more implied. If you want to search just for NLE project files or just for video files, or if you want to look for a specific file type, so you want to find just R3D files or whatever that is. All of that information is automatically in that database. Now that database makes it a lot easier to search and find things. What's cool is since we do interact with external storage, you can actually even index files that are on storage on hard drives that are sitting on the shelf. So we've got lots of customers that will actually plug those external drives in, index them, create the proxies, and still be able to search and find those files. It's just they can't click and open that folder just like you do with a normal file that's online because it's sitting on a hard drive on the shelf. And it'll tell you the hard drive that is on. It makes it just really easy to find that stuff. So where this gets really cool though is in the ability to interact with your backups and your archives and these types of things, because that's when your files really go to a much deeper archive space. And this is where it gets a lot more difficult. It's one thing to find files of projects that you're currently working on. That's honestly actually pretty easy, right? Because you know where that's at, you know what the folder structure is, you've been working on it for the past 2 weeks. What's difficult is saying, hey, we've got this file from a year ago that we want to find, from 3 years ago that we want to find, and worse yet, it's been archived, so it's not even on our main storage anymore. Well, now the cool thing here, I'm going to go back to my spaces, and again, since we've got all this, the shared storage and the backup and archive and the asset management all built into one piece of software, when I'm done with these training videos, if I want to archive these, I right-click, go to Data Management, and Archive, because it's all the same product. And what this is going to do is it's going to take these files, it's going to do MD5 checksums and make sure everything's perfect, send those to your archive, and then remove that storage or that project from your current storage. What's great about that is all of that index, all of that metadata information, all of those video proxy files are still in your database. They're still searchable. So check this out. So I archived some stuff earlier that was tagged hockey. So right now, if you'll notice down here at the bottom, I can search all my platform spaces, but I just need to select that, and I'm searching my archive tapes as well. So I want to come in here, and I'm going to search for tags contain hockey. So I'll search for this video file. Lo and behold, this was tagged with the word hockey, and we got some hockey footage here. And I can play that back. The cool thing here is, as you can see, this is actually living on an LTO tape. This is archived footage. This footage is not on my main system right now. So I can search based on all that metadata that I've already added. I can go back, preview that search, and then if I've verified those are the files that I want, I just select those files, right-click, restore, and bring those files back to current storage, bring those back to my storage that's available. Makes it really easy to kind of round trip all of that data. So, on the front end, we're creating real-time backups, we're protecting you from accidental file deletion. We're indexing these files, adding automatic metadata. You can customize that. You can add automatic customized metadata, create these proxies in the background so you can search and find things. Then when you do archive those long term, you still have access to quickly find those and be able to retrieve the right stuff without filtering through a bunch of the wrong stuff. So really makes the whole, that whole mess of media management just a lot more easy to deal with, a lot more intuitive, just having it all built into that one interface. So that's the whole idea. Very brief overview of the platform software. I hope you found this helpful. Obviously, there's a ton more stuff in here. If you want to engage with us, dive deeper into this, do a custom demo, of course, reach out to us. We'd love to take you through that. And if not, I hope this was helpful for you. And if you have any questions, just reach out to us. All right. Thanks so much.